Food is expensive, but we all need to eat. Groceries aren't an expense that you can eliminate from your life in order to save money. So how can you reduce the amount of money that you're spending while eating well? I'm not going to tell you to fill half your plate with cheap carbs in order to stretch your grocery budget farther. We've got to get these put away now. We're a family of 8 on a single income, and I'm going to share some tactics with you that I actually use to save money on groceries. I know that a lot of people hate the idea of meal planning. I've been there, so I'm sorry to kick this off with such a controversial topic, but meal planning will literally save you hundreds of dollars. If you invest an hour a week into planning what you're gonna cook, and by extension, making a shopping list of the items you need for those meals, you will save so much money when you go to the grocery store. When I go to the store without a list, and I just start piling things in my cart because they look good or I think I could make a meal with it, I end up with a really big bill, and in the end I have no plan for what I'm gonna do with what I bought. Cooking supper every night ends up feeling like a huge burden because I don't know what to make, and the things that inspired me when I was in the produce aisle look like way too much work when they're in my fridge. The greens wilt, meat goes sour, and throwing away food is throwing away money. I've got a video about my meal planning method. I'll link it for you in the description. It's really simple, and whether you plan like I do, or you find another way to do it, just try it for more than a week. I think you'll be amazed at how much it helps your budget and your attitude toward cooking. Retailers want to get you in the door, and if they can entice you with a shocking deal, you're more likely to spend money on more expensive items throughout the store. So they'll grab your attention on a flyer. This week, Safeway has frozen chicken breasts for $4.49 a pound, and they count on you coming in for chicken breasts and blowing another $200 on other stuff. The prices you see on the front of a flyer are the actual deals for the week. They're referred to as loss leaders because the store might actually be losing money on these items, but they drive traffic into the store and result in more profit because you're likely to buy other items that have a high markup. If you can have the self-control to go to a store and only buy the loss leader, you can save a lot of money. Most stores claim to price match, but in my experience, it's not always a simple process. And some stores have loopholes to get out of matching a price. I find it just saves my sanity to pop into a store and get their deal rather than trying to get my regular store to match a competitor's price. Looks like the kids forgot to put this away. When you meal plan and have a list of meals that you tend to make on a regular basis, you become familiar with the ingredients that you need to make those meals. So when you see those items on sale, you can stock up at a good price and shop from your pantry and your freezer instead of the store. I don't like to store a ton of food, and I don't have room for a lot, but some items I do find worthwhile to buy extra when they're a good price. Things like meat, pasta and pasta sauce, canned tuna, cereal, crackers, and taco shells are some things that come to mind. Your list might be different than mine, but just think about what items you use that would have a significant savings when they go on sale and stock up on those when the sales happen. This probably sounds obvious, but often it's not when we're actually looking at a deal in a store. In an effort to save money, a lot of people will buy things simply because they're on sale. They think they're doing themselves a favor by saving $1 on a $4 item, but if it's something you don't normally use, you haven't saved $1. You've wasted $3. So don't stock up on things that are on sale if you're likely to just end up throwing them in the garbage when they pass their best before date. If you never actually cook with something and honestly won't figure out what to do with it, be honest with yourself, then don't buy it. For myself, I picked up 3 bags of wheat bran at a liquidation store because I thought it was a good price. And that was 2 years ago, and I still have 2.5 bags left. Using new ingredients usually happens when we're inspired, not when they're silently mocking us from our shelves. Meat can be expensive, but it's something that I won't cut from my grocery budget. I've dabbled with meatless meals in the past, but plant-based proteins like beans are something that just doesn't work for my family's dietary needs anymore, so my solution is to stick to cheaper cuts of meat. Generally, I consider anything under $5 a pound to be reasonable, so with this as my upper limit, I'm usually cooking with ground beef, chicken legs and chicken breasts. Pork cuts are often on sale for that deal as well, but they tend not to sit well with my family for some reason, so I've slowed down on buying pork. Occasionally, beef roasts will go on sale and I'll stock up on those when they do, but they're not a regular part of our meals because they're just too expensive. When I regularly cook the same proteins, I get good at it. But if I just buy what's on sale, even if the sale isn't great, I feel like I'm reinventing the wheel with each cut of meat. Our budget might allow for more expensive cuts of meat eventually, but right now, ground beef and chicken are keeping us well fed at a good price. If you want a treat, make it yourself. This is going to reap financial rewards and likely going to be a good health move as well. Baking cookies instead of buying them is going to be way cheaper, and because it requires more than you just walking into your pantry or opening the cupboard, you're likely going to eat cookies less often. And when you do eat cookies, they're going to taste better than store-bought. But it's a lot of work to make cookies, you say. Mixing the dough and baking takes time. I want cookies now. Well, if you really want cookies, you can wait. And if you don't want to wait, find something else to eat. Or don't. Either way, you're going to save money and maybe even a few pounds. There you go, 6 tips to actually save you money on groceries this year. I'll be back again soon with a part 2, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. And let me know in the comments what you're doing to save money on your groceries. I'd love to hear it.